we go then, gentlemen. For the penultimate time today, KATOWICE, I want you to get behind these players as well. Make some noise for them as we go into our round number 6.
All right, thank you very much, on set. And yes, Ball, our first time cast together, and will we have for the first time a second victory off for one of these players? Bizzle obviously going to be one of the players who's really focusing on potentially getting one of these and really solidifying that spot in number 1.
Yeah. Saw him place the wall and the floor there to connect it in 2 different spots. Camo working on it, but FaxFox with the nice edit there.
That tac shotgun's gonna need to do some serious work here. Is just gonna have the SMG there back. You can see him trying to pop his big shield here the best he can. The tac shotgun comes in, but hey, the tac shotgun's not as good as the pump. And Camo with the disrespect as well. Let's see.
Imagine again.
He still just seems, wherever he is, there seems to be always someone fighting in his direction.
And that's gonna be rough for him, especially if they realize he's there. He's actually trying to get over to him, but no, he's gonna get shot right back. And imagine. Takes advantage, actually. He might decide to push. He kind of has to push. Look at his materials, Jason. He's kind of running it low. So he knows his player's low. He's going to push all the way under. See what he can do on the he's in zone. That's very important. And he actually gets in his box.
He's in the zone, but the thing is, he still has only the tac. Does he have the damage to take down Skix here? Or sorry, Miz right above him.
Might do. Just got to be careful with the edits. He did pick up a little bit of mats, so it's going to buy him a little bit more time. But if he does not take out Mies, and if he does not have mats for him, or any sort of loadout, but look who's lurking in the back. It's Envy, and he's again going to bring it to them.
Took that little J.
There it is. Imagine got it. That's very important. He's
Stop celebrating. There's more people. You're not safe yet. I know you want to dance. We still got Envy here, who's coming back for seconds. He's coming back to finish off what he started earlier on. I think Magan immediately notices this and does start to focus up here because he needs this elimination, especially with his position at number 2. If he wants to dethrone Bizzle and take that first place away, he's going to need this elim. He's going to need to escape this one.
They're both holding edits with the box in between. You can see Envy doing a little bit of flip in the background, starting to throw the tomatoes. It's a dance-off, Jason. But
they're breakdance fighting.
Oh my goodness. So Imagine is not getting let go. Actually, here comes Envy. He says, maybe I do want to push this. But I think it's the point in time where people are starting to realize that third circle's starting to close. They're starting to realize there's so much congestion getting all around. There's actually less players than we would be used to. Just trying to replace that wall down now.
Well, you heard Scram earlier on in the interview with Adam. He was saying he learned to not fight mid-game.
Yeah.
There's almost no point for him to do it because if you fall here, you're out of the top 50, you're out of points.
But one of the things, though, they're in a box on low ground, and because of this, nobody else can really tell that they're actually fighting. So imagine here, really, nobody's letting him go. He's just going to continue to dance, try to dance him off. Say, go away, man. I don't want to fight you. Come on. You already chased me one time in Loot Lake. Come on, man.
Well, speaking of chasing, Kinstar has been chasing back for a top position since he fell earlier on when he did have number 1 winning round 2. Yeah. If you're just joining us and missed out on that. He's looking pretty here with his HP, but his weaponry is still a little bit lacking, but he has so much shield to work with here.
Yeah, the French community, the French-speaking community did so well early on, but they've kind of all fallen off a little bit. They're still in that top 10 area, and they can come right back up into this.
I'm going to hit you with a stat real quick, okay?
Okay.
Kind of a stat. So we looked at the amount of players, and we looked at how many countries, right? 28 countries, 17 players out of the 100 are from the US, 6 from the UK, 7 from Sweden, and 12 from France. I did not realize we have so many French participants here.
The French scene is absolutely dominant from the beginning, and this is the guy who actually led the charge, Kinstar. One of the stars of the French community. That was terrible, wasn't it?
Nah, it was good. I like it. At least you didn't dab like on set here next to me.
Oh my goodness.
Meantime, Milan here, top of the clock tower. Again, the prodigy that everyone's been talking about. Again, hasn't had the greatest performance when it comes to solos, but I really want to see how he does up with Smeeth tomorrow when we do get into the duos. But Tilt to the Storm is closing. You have to evacuate the city. So look how many players
so important.
are towards the southwest side compared to the north. Yeah. Like, north is completely open.
The shifty shafts and the houses let you actually hide there a lot more. We see actually that broken house over towards that Dusty Divot area being a little bit bigger has let a lot more people stay. Now, Bizzle on screen, Vivid on screen, Aim Hero, there's 72 hours as well. A lot of representation in the leaderboards here in the top.
And Bizzle's in the thick of it here, pretty much in the middle of this giant city that's being built up and erected.
This is crazy. Again, there's so much places. Actually, Myth taking out chat there in the feed. Again, like I'm talking about shifty, there's so much to just hide in. There's a little bit of corners you can just box yourself up in random places. And you see Bizzle taking those walls down so he can place walls of his own.
And on that note, right, because there's so many of these angles you can hide in, moving or traversing this area can be so deadly because there's so many angles you can be shot from.
This is an issue here for Imagine and Envy. They're not in zone. They have a little bit of ways to go. And oh,
I love that!
Using the dynamite onto his launch pad says, Envy, you cannot chase me no longer. And there we go. He makes it away. I was wondering how he was going to make it out there. That's what I was talking about. They're so far from zone. They need to make it through. They're in the ravine. There's so many issues there for Imagine, but he finds a spot. He finds a way, but no. Actually, Envy's going to come right back over there.
I love that, like 200 IQ play out of him. Hoopik going to be very high in the air as he's just going to ditch the quad crasher. He's just going to hit a tree.
Yeah.
Poor.
You saw he immediately got out the quad crasher as soon as the quad crasher hit that floor, because otherwise you could take fall damage. So.
Yeah. And Morgan, now the thing is, the battle never ends for him, it seems. Now Svenos is going to be the one he has to contend with here as he's tucked away inside of his building. You can see Myth there towards the far end side. Item still in there, who's currently in the top 10. Skite there as well. I saw Ninja dancing to this last night on a stream. It's fantastic. He's got moves.
He's got moves indeed. Remember, guys, this is game 6. One more game to go after this. These players are all trying their hardest. You can tell that they're playing so much slower. They're playing so much calmer. You saw it in the fight with Envy and Imagine and the rest of these players as well. Now it's going to be hill ending right next to Shifty Shafts, right over the ravine. This is going to be very dangerous for a lot of players if they're not comfortable fighting in this ravine.
I love how you point out the importance of this round as well, because there's only one left to go. Look at this. A lot of buildings being torn down here. Animal on about half HP. You can see Vivid being shot up from the left-hand side. Jordan's going to be there up against Saf as well. Saf is, again, he's been my guy I've been looking at to take this whole thing. But Bizzle, he's just sneaking under the radar. He's not really been shot at. There's not really any attention towards this direction.
There's Animal going low. Mirwana trying to get any damage he can. And there, that half in, half out zone is actually in the ravine, like I was talking about. This is going to be so tough for a lot of these players because you have to go down and then you have to come up. So it is kind of, we'll see when we look at the zone here, but Saf there, Mirwana still up on high ground. 72 Hours was still up on high ground. There's Jordan as well.
He did have a rift actually thrown in there. I think about 2 or 3 players did take to potentially get into the high ground. You can see the storm surge starting to affect some players here. Bizzle sitting on the edge here. AME here is being tagged down damage just from the storm. Yeah,
we saw the storm surge tick and it took out a few players, so it's going to go back away. Bizzle is actually first to zone. That was so key for this zone. That was my key point getting into this, is the first people and the last people are going to be in good shape here, because the last people, we saw it just slightly there, the half in, half out zone is on the mountain. So if you can go late and grab that mountain, you're going to be in a really good position, especially if it goes over the mountain.
You see Mitro's still going to be alive, 72 Hours as well. Demo trying to take some high ground control here as he has a choke jug.
Ooh, Vinny as well, right on high ground, right under Demo. We'll see what he's able to do. It's an endgame Slayer. Here's Demo. He has 2 elims for his own right now already, but Vinny says, hey, actually, you're not paying attention to me. Gets a little bit of damage done. Demo has that chug. This is probably going to be his last opportunity to use it. Yeah,
I was just wondering. I mean, he's 200 HP. He doesn't have a need to use it until he does get tagged up from the high ground. Sinu is going to be up there, still one of our Korean players. Now, Vinny recently signed over to TSM, if you guys were paying attention. I think that was yesterday. Yeah. And he's still in our 5th position overall at the moment, looking to climb further into the rankings. Zate's going to be there. You can see Seth trying to heal it from the campfire.
Imagine is so close to Issa right now. That's such a dangerous person to be next to. Issa can end fights in an instant, just like Aiden.
Oh my gosh, Isma.
Sinu being...
Talk about being king of the castle. Look at him. He's high up.
A little bit of a nuisance there. There's actually nobody decided to take that mountain there. It's all on the Shifty side, and it's going to go across. You can look right now on the bottom right of your screen. It's going back over to high ground, away towards Dusty Divot, basically.
So if you're Isma here, like, what do you do? What's your game plan? I would imagine being this high up is not a very safe feeling when you cross this valley.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see if Sinu or somebody else has a little bit of mobility on high ground. If they don't, then I got to jump down and try to make the rotate. But little mats for him. Aim Hero goes down there. A lot of players focusing, trying to get that launch pad. Nobody actually used it. He just placed it, didn't use it.
That's another player who's already won one of our victory royales here so far today, out of the fight for another chance. Milan's to get the elimination onto Myth here, as we do see the launch pads coming in. Everyone's skydiving over here.
That's what I'm talking about. Everybody using that mobility to get up on the high ground without having to build up. That's the riskiest spot, is to be building up. But here's Kinstar, one of the French players that we were paying attention to, the French community. Here's Bizzle as well. Bizzle, first place right now, only 18 builds. We'll see what he's going to be able to manage to do. He's going to get knocked down, and that's so scary for him. So much in, but Philex takes him out. That's the problem. When you get knocked down, you just fall into people's boxes.
But that's important, though. That's important for Vin, for instance, who's 5th place. Yeah. The fact that Bizzle's not out of this means there's not a lot of points that he can build up into this. As long as he can keep himself alive, Vinny, he can build up a big lead and close this gap up against his Bizzle.
That's for sure. And we'll see if Magin is still up as well.
Yeah, there he is.
There he is, Magin on the high ground with the minigun. Here he is. He's trying to do this. If he can get the placements in this game, he's going to take a strong lead against Bizzle and the other players in the lobby. Actually, you can see somebody already towards the other side of this, building up the metal box there. That's Sinu. Sinu doing such a good job staying ahead. And now Magin trying to build up towards him, but Sinu's not letting him, and he's build fighting him. So Magin's going to decide, hey, I don't want high ground. You can take it. I don't really want it.
Mag needs to be careful, though. The fact he's running out of materials, he needs to stay alive, like you mentioned before. Vinny gets himself another elimination.
He's in trouble, though. He's in trouble. It's going up the hill even further, but it's going to go across the hill as well. So if he doesn't get up, he's going to be stuck.
Now, actually, you hear a lot of fingers going off here. In the meantime, you can see some bottle rockets even being thrown. That's from Sinu, who was carrying them the entire time here.
That's actually so scary. Those bottle rockets going out right up above you in endgame. 10 players remaining now.
Oh, what a shot! Kinstar says, hell no, not today here. Sinu's going to fall. The Vic's still in there. Kinstar needs more eliminations. Vinny's still on the low ground with not a lot of people around.
It's another one.
On Boyer. That's now 3.
Staying in the zone and taking Boyer out just so he can get that health on Elim there. And back again with Magin. He's got 2 Elims. He's got high ground. And guess what? It's going into the open. He's got to start dropping down. Only 12 builds remaining.
It's 2 of our top 5 players still alive here left in round number 6. You can see Vinny, though, he's got a lot of people to fight out.
This is a huge fight.
Elimination. It's a Mentos will fall as well. That's his 3rd. And Morgan, I almost think he was overtaken Bizzle for first place, but can he get more? A first place finish for him now would guarantee that first place spot and almost guarantee him a top 10.
Yeah, and Vinny fighting on low ground against Aries as well. Magin trying to take out anybody else he can. Zeke goes down. Here we go. Magin, no more builds. He takes so much damage, and Aries takes him out. So it's a 1v1 now.
Aries up against 1. Can he get this elimination? Since somehow he pulled this off, the pressure's coming as he's trying to build above the 10. Builds left for him. Now down to 5. He's got the shotgun
as well. 6 Elims, and he can also use that launch pad to take high ground if he needs to against the Vic, but he's going to be ready for that.
This could be a 100-point game for him if he gets this final elimination up against the Vic. They're about almost equal in terms of HP. As you can see, the Vic missing a little bit of health. The Storms continue to move. It's going back up to the high ground. How is Aries going to get back up there?
It's going over the hill, so Vic just needs to kind of Oh, but he heavy snipes him down, and no, he's going to stay up. I think he's no mats down below, but both of them are low mats. So this is going to go to it. They're going to get in the zone right here.
He's got bandages, though. He could probably heal this one out, even if he can't build back up.
He's going to go for
the shot! He chases it down, and again, ball. And we have a new victor here for our Victory Royale. The Vic claims his first one of the day.
The Victory Royale for the Vic there. Again, the French-speaking community is coming in. And wow, that was such a good decision there. You saw how he immediately went silent when he realized his zone was going over and when he realized his opponent was down below. He went silent, said, okay, maybe he's going to think I went high ground. That's exactly what happened. He comes down on him and surprise, he takes him out with a nice clean hook shot.
I think you can tell as well on the screen here what it means to him, the pressure he was under in that final 1v1.
Here we go,
standings.
Gentlemen, here we go. Magin
so
on top, repping the UK, my boy. Vinny moving up into 2nd place with a big performance there. Bizzle now down in 3rd place. Scram still in within striking distance. And look how close it is, guys. I would say that anyone from kind of maybe 7th upwards, maybe anyone still in that top 10 with a 100-point game with a little bit of luck going their way, it's very much all still to play for here. But imagine that kind of performance there. Just gives him a little bit of breathing room, even though it's only around 10 points.
And even the Vic is still in contention for first place. If he can pull off a 100-point game, he would take first away, but he has to hope that Morgan is going to have not great of a game, and Bizzle as well. Like, technically, he could still come out first. That's what's so crazy about this right now.
But remember,
last round.
It all matters what the top 5 and the top 1 actually do. Remember, because